Hello, everybody. Welcome to Off Chain. Today is November 23rd, 2017. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We have a bunch of stories for you today. Well, but before we do that, say hi, Tone.
Hey guys, hey everyone. Again, sorry about all of the mic issues, but one day we'll finally get it right. Hopefully that day will be today.
Yeah, we have a bunch of stories. Please tell us in chat if the you know if the audio is doing bad. There was a guy that told me about some Skype setting that was sort of causing issues because Skype takes over the microphone and basically reduces the volume to like 25% or something like that. Anyway, first story of the day is this very nice article. Most important thing for non-technical users to understand about sidechains. And this guy, Chris Stewart, I don't know who he is, but he did a very good job in sort of showing us what the different sidechains do and what they are. You have federated pegs, SPV pegs, drive chains, and main stake. Very good article, very simple way of explaining all of them. So I highly recommend this article if you want to know more about sidechains and the different ways that you can get it. All right, my live chat is telling me we have good sound.
I
Yay!
know, so is mine. My live chat is also
Yay! It
doing good,
was.
finally.
I hate you, Microsoft. I hate you. All right. Anyway, second one is actually somebody that maybe you don't like as much, Tone. Gavin Andreessen. He wrote this little gist on GitHub about a cuckoo filter. Very interesting technical thing that sort of lets you. Reduce memory lookup for UTXO sets. Very interesting stuff, and I thought it was something worth taking a look at.
Have there been any like comments on this from core developers?
Not yet. I don't think they. I mean, he literally published this yesterday, and he hasn't really, other than his Twitter, nobody really has looked at it. But there is a paper from I think it's. Yeah, CMU, Carnegie Mellon, and the paper looks interesting. It might be better than Boom Filter or something like that. So we'll have to. I don't know if it's actually like useful. I'm sure this will be taken up. All right, so something that everyone's been wanting to talk about. Halong
Hey,
mining.
Jimmy, sound may be back as a problem.
Oh, really? Because people are saying sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Unless I'm being trolled. Well, we'll find out after.
all right. I just increased the mic volume on my thing, so hopefully
Okay.
that's good. All right.
Oh, hey, speaking of that Gavin Andreessen thing, before we move on,
Uh-huh.
yeah, can you keep an eye? I'm curious. Like, I'm kind of busy. I don't know. I'm sure you will run across your radar first. Just keep an eye on, what any of the core devs say that we know. Like, if Peter Todd comments on all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So just if you see any comments from like guys like Peter Todd, guys like Jameson Lopp, and like some of the other, devs, see what they say about this. I'm
Yeah, I
curious
mean,
about.
I haven't looked
Yes.
into cuckoo filters, but I mean, I mean, the actual concept is pretty sound. I don't know if Gavin's implementation that he's sort of proposing here is necessarily better than like what we have with Bloom filters and stuff, but it's a good idea in the sense that if you can reduce the memory requirements for a node, that could be a good thing. Anyway, that's something to keep an eye on. This is the big news yesterday. Halong Mining with Dragonmint miner series. Very interesting stuff. It's a 16 terahertz miner, and it's going for about $1,400, which is price competitive with the Bitmain S9, which is about 9 to 14 terahertz for about 1,300. So, I mean, this is big news. Your thoughts on this, Tone?
This sounds great. Well, this is way more powerful than the S9, right? I mean, this is a 16.
Yeah, I would
So,
say it's about 2 or 3 terahertz more per second, something like that. So about 20 or 30% better, something like that.
right. No, so this is great. I mean, it's a real competitor to Bitmain. I mean, this is why I was never really too worried about mining centralization. I mean, sooner or later, someone was gonna come and challenge Bitmain. So this is good. I mean, we gotta try and get Drac on the show or something and talk about it some more.
Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, they obviously don't have it quite yet. They have that one that they showed in that video, but actual manufacturing and stuff, it's not going to be delivered until like February or March. and we like the entire Bitcoin mining space is full of miners that sort of promise one date and don't deliver for a while. So it's sort of like yet to be seen, and we'll have to watch very closely to see if they deliver and all that stuff. One small discrepancy that I definitely want to ask Drac about is this little screenshot from the video. You can see that it says 4 terahertz per second, or terahashes per second, and they were claiming 16 in the GUI right after this part of the video. It says 16, so I would like Drac to answer that. Maybe it's just like 4 different cores or something like that, and each of them have 4. But I just want to know what the screenshot is about, because it's very clear in the screenshot from the video that they posted that it says 4 terahertz per second, but that might just be a command line single thing.
That'd be interesting. Definitely ask him about that. And yeah, I mean, right now I'm running my 1 Avalon miner, so sooner or later I'm gonna have to upgrade that. So let's see how this works out.
Yeah. All right. So the other one, I mean, this Tether story, the Tether hack anyway. Somebody made like a nice visualization of how you can connect the Bitstamp theft to the Tether theft, and this is. The wallet used in the Bitstamp theft in January of 2015, and here's the Tether treasury, and you can see sort of where the money goes, and you can see all of the money from Tether going into this one address, including the 5 BTC that I told you about yesterday, and all the Tether going over to this other one, and then 5 BTC going to all these addresses that are really very closely connected, and you can very interesting sort of blockchain forensics lesson for you guys. It's it's something that you can take a look at yourself on the blockchain with all of these links down here.
So what conclusions can we make from this?
It's probably the same guy is the main thing. Because like it's using the same addresses that the Bitstamp hack used. It's probably the same person, because it's the same private key is the conclusion that we've more or less come to.
Well, I'm sure it'll be interesting. It's all right. I'm very certain that Bitfinex'd will have plenty more hacks, and we'll have even more information in the near future.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and this is an interesting story from Coin Journal. Roger Ver says, "I hold the majority of my crypto coin wealth in Bitcoin Cash." It says during this episode of Crypto Show, Roger Ver basically more or less said, he has most of his wealth in Bitcoin Cash, so maybe he did dump most of his Bitcoin for Bitcoin Cash during that run-up. Your thoughts, Tone, on this? This claim by Roger Ver? Is he telling the truth? Is he lying?
I don't think so. I don't believe him. Well, like, why would I believe him? Well, like, what in his recent history made anyone believe that you have to believe him on this one? I don't, and honestly, I don't really care. I really don't. I mean, I hope he converted all of it to Bitcoin Cash. I really, really do, because when it goes to zero, then that would be ideal.
Yeah, I who knows whether or not he. I don't know. It would be really interesting to find out if he chooses to prove it or not. Obviously, he can by just signing a few private keys, signing with a couple of private keys, something like that. All right, a couple of other things. There's a new Bitcoin hard fork coming. This is Bitcoin Diamond. It was announced like in the last few hours. I haven't read very much into it, but block height is 495,866. That's I believe the current height is something like 494 or something. So it's maybe a week away at the most. But yeah, the main thing that stood out to me is the 210 million limit for Bitcoin Diamond instead of 21 million. And it's using some mining algorithm that's a little different than everything else so far. It's not SHA-256. It's not Equihash. So we'll see. What they do with it. It's got 8 megabyte blocks, and I don't think it has a SegWit. I'm not really sure, because it's hard to say.
I've never heard of any of those exchanges.
Well, so you've heard of Huobi, I'm sure.
Huobi, yeah. So
and
the other
OKX
ones that didn't shut down, yeah.
Yeah, OKX and Huobi seem to be on there. I haven't heard of any of the, Sex.com? I don't know. That sounds familiar for some reason. Anyway, yeah, BitGo apparently is going to support it. So that's
And
going
it's
to be
Ledger as well.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know who they talk to. But I mean, these are all claims on a website. Who knows if they're correct or not? But yeah, we could take a look at the fact here. Yeah, actually, I guess they don't really have a fact. They just yeah. We'll see what goes on. And the other
we'll
one,
see. I mean, I still haven't pulled out my Bitcoin Gold, contrary to some people's belief that I'm all about Bitcoin Gold. I haven't pulled it out yet. I mean, I'm waiting for it to be something reasonable so I can sell it all. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, speaking of gold, we have Bitcoin Silver, which I did not know there was an ICO for. But apparently there's a 1 Ethereum for 3,000 Bitcoin Silvers that's happening right now that's related to the hard fork in some way. It's not entirely clear how this relates to the hard fork, but according to the Bitcoin Talk thread where Bitcoin Silver was announced, the creator of Bitcoin Silver says that this is very much related, and you can see that it's featured in Reddit and Bitcoin Talk and Medium. Oh my goodness, that's
featured in Reddit and Medium.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
exactly
so difficult to get into those publications, right? Yeah, so I mean, this obviously seems to be happening. The crowd sale ends in a day. I have no idea how this actually relates to a hard fork, but
everybody should buy this. Everyone with Ethereum should spend at least 1 Ethereum and buy this. And preferably you all synchronize and hit the button at the same time, just like me and Jimmy start this live stream. You can all coordinate. If every single person with Ethereum can try to buy this thing at the same time, I would love to watch you bring down the Ethereum network for 24 hours as you rush in to buy this, amazing product called, what is it called again?
Bitcoin
Silver.
Yeah,
perfect.
Silver.
Right.
Yeah,
Please go out and buy this. I'm a huge supporter of this. Please spend your Ethereum on Bitcoin Silver. It can't go wrong.
Yeah, we'll see exactly. Like, they're selling 15 million Bitcoin Silvers. There aren't that many tokens of Bitcoin, so I don't know what they're gonna do. Anyway, I'm sure Charlie Lee will be calling about trademark infringement, silver to Bitcoin's gold. Yeah, and finally, this hilarious, YouTube video from Coindaddy. I have to give him a shout out because this is all about tone. Coindaddy. We could play just a little bit of it here.
Have desktop sound?
Yeah, I think so. I believe everyone can hear it. Yeah, that's like this is the flow here.
Drugs arrive, bitches gather. Just another day at the tone-based manor. Charts have all been out of whack. One day doom, Bitcoin's on crack. Senses danger in his gut. Runs his hand through his Super Bowl cut. Flash of light comes from the dark. Tweet says, meet me at the park. 12 a.m. TD strikes 9. Tones on the case. Record time. Tip came in. Careful measure.
I just want to make sure we get to the part where he
on his Glock and it clears his throat.
He imitates tone because I love the impression.
Really? I thought it was hilarious when you showed up to save me at the end of the video.
Okay, I'm all the way out here now. It's the middle of nowhere. I'm not going to lie, there's no Wi-Fi and I'm pretty fucking scared right now.
All right. Anyway, that to me was just so much fun, and there's like a whole PDF, and like it's like a real Hollywood script with the verse and everything. It goes into a lot more detail about.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Is that in the video description?
Yeah, it's in the video description, and like there's For some reason, Mike Novogratz is like the villain in this thing. I don't know why.
Who is that? Who's Mike Novogratz?
He's a billionaire. He runs Galaxy Investments, so he's in the crypto space. I've actually met him, so it's kind of funny that way.
Is he an investor in Bitfinex?
I don't think so. He's just a billionaire in New York. That's all I know. Anyway, my one line is TeamSpeak sucks. Yeah, and apparently I shoot. A flipper or something. I don't know. It's really I quite appreciated this. Anyway, Let's go back to Tone. What do you think of this video? Should we make a music video of this whole thing?
Dude, I can't even sing karaoke, man.
I think all you have to do is say your lines. That's all. You don't actually have to do anything other than that.
No, we'll have to figure it out. It sounds like fun. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Hey, speaking of whale pools, so clearly we're not getting along with them, right? And the questions were being raised, and this is probably FUD, but I'm going to raise it because it came up on my Twitter. And again, if there's an investigative reporter out there, start digging. I mean, just start digging, right? So the question was, so it goes like, people were like, how come Flibber and this drunk Satoshi guy, who's another whale pool member, they're also like adamant in defending Bitfinex? And I answered on Twitter saying, I don't know why they're so adamant at defending Bitfinex. Like, it made no sense to me. And then someone commented, now they were probably guessing, they were probably joking, but someone said, oh, what if the whale pool group, the lead guys in whale pool, have equity in Bitfinex?
Oh, maybe.
And I said, ooh, that actually makes sense if they do. And now I don't know if they do, but this was raised on Twitter. I can show you guys the tweet. I didn't start this one. Yeah, so it would be nice to find out who are actual, like, you know, who has Bitfinex equity been given out to certain, you know, users.
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
Who knows? I mean, this is the thing about crypto. You have no idea who's paying whom,
right?
And you can't find out really. And yeah, I don't know. Like, Flipper doesn't even want to tell us if he trades on Bitfinex, which I found hilarious, right? But I guess I don't know. I would love to have more whale pool guys on the show, and we could talk about that if you guys want to. If you guys are watching, you know, you're welcome to discuss it on my show or on Tone's show or something, or we can live broadcast it, whatever. Lot of ways in which we can do this. I don't know if you caught this, Tone, but Ran from Crypto Trader, he's gonna have Bitfinex and some Bitfinex people on his show later today. So I'm really looking forward to that interview. It's gonna be on Crypto Trader, so that would be hilarious as well. Anyway, Tone, you wanna do some price analysis for our audience?
Sure. Actually, I was like gonna do a screenshot here. Hold on a second. Like let me see if I can pull these up here. I mean, I was like cracking up yesterday, like from my Twitter feed. Like my Twitter feed.
You gotta share your screen, Tone.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm just trying to make sure I don't dox myself first. Let me see if I can bring these things in here. Oh yeah, I can. No, I can't do that. Hold on 1 second. I thought I can pull them in. Copy. I have to do it this way. Let me see if I can do that. I just like yesterday I was like cracking up at these tweets. Like, okay, so I'm gonna share a screen and I'm gonna pull in the links from others, right? So hold on 1 second. Time for screen share. Perfect. I got it. Share screens. Yeah. So so obviously the New York Times, we covered this yesterday, right? So here's just some funny tweets that made me crack up. Can you see that, Jimmy?
Mount Finex, yeah. That's
so that was one. So that made me crack up. Here's one more. So this one, I'm gonna just change the tweet. It's like it's even wrong to like some of these because they're just like so funny. But I wanted to show them on camera.
Where's Flubber? Flubber. Oh, that's funny.
I mean, like I said, it was just like an endless and of course the video, and then this one really made me crack up.
What's that random number generator indicator? Does look like a random number generator sometimes, doesn't it? That's funny.
Yeah, so those are my 3 favorite tweets from yesterday, because I did try to go through my Twitter feed.
Yeah, it's hard these days. You're getting a lot of tweets. Wow, look at that! Look at that nice 8 there.
All right, so we're back to the price. So we're still I mean, the random number generator is still telling us that we're going a little bit higher. And so next week, I'll probably be looking for a little bit of a top. So if anyone was interested in, helping Tone pay his rent this month, early next week would be a great time to offer me some cash for, at least enough to cover my rent, because I'll probably, this is probably the time for me to, take out a little bit. Not much. I mean, just enough to pay bills because I have no other income coming in. But yeah, so next week I will be looking for a little bit of a top from a weekly perspective. But for now, we are good. Weekly should still be good for about 10 more days because we're in the middle of the week. But anytime next week or early the week after, I'm looking for a little bit of a, pullback. Let's go to the daily. And, oh yeah, I have to, hold on a second. Let me go forward all the way. I've been messing around with the number generator. So that means I need to pull it up here. There it is. All right. So like we said yesterday, we were hit one of the nines. So I am currently looking for a 1 to 4 day pullback starting today. So we had a little bit of a pullback, this morning, and now we are going up just a little bit. So let's see. Let's see how long this lasts. Now, the moment you make a new high, I would consider this back to the upside for like another week, right? So, for that, I'm looking at, I'm looking at the closing prices, right? Like, to me, this is starting to feel like a quasi-ascending triangle. But the moment we get above this line, wherever this line is at, it'll be up, and maybe 9,000 would be a nice, end to this rally, and then a bit of a pullback back to, 7,500 or so, where we started this, the prior high, basically. So if we get to around 9K and then pull back to about 7,500, that'd be great. That would be a nice, setup. All right, so that one's that. Let's see. Let's go to the 4 hour, pull it up again. The 4 hours isn't telling us much. Just, we're in a range, and let's just wait till maybe the 50 moving average comes in and touches it, and then we can, bounce up again. It hasn't really happened in a while. We just broke above it, but yeah, if we can pull into the 50 moving average, that could set us up for one more push higher. And finally, on the hourly, again, not much. It's really flat, so not really expecting anything from this, but we'll pull it up anyway. And yeah, so the top was still around, that morning when the New York Times article was published. That was still our little high. We pulled back, and now we're, just being flat. So let's see if we can get over this 43.50, 83.50, and then we can probably be off to the races for one more push higher. But my only other target is this Fibonacci line just below 9,000, Fibonacci extension. So that's about it. And mempool is looking nice, down to below 8 megabytes.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today, and it is Thanksgiving, and I want to tell you guys that I am very thankful for all of you. I still like to remember that at the beginning of this year, I had less than 300 followers on Twitter. I didn't have a Medium blog. I wasn't doing anything on YouTube. So in the last year or so, it's been an incredible journey for me. I'm sure it's been for Tone as well. But yeah, I'm so thankful for all of you that watch us and support us and follow us on Twitter and Medium and YouTube and everywhere else. If you could, please give us a thumbs up and a share so other people can find this video. And I will let you take a minute to say something, Tone, before I sign off.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Thank you for following us across all of our YouTube channels. I know it's a little weird. I have mine, Jimmy, you have yours. There's the World Crypto Network. And I can't even keep up with all of the interviews that I've done. Like I used to try to, everywhere I publish all the other interviews, like publish them to one place, my website. And it's just so hard to catch up. But thank you all for following. That's why we continue to do what we do. I think I had like maybe 5,000 Twitter followers in the beginning of the year, and now I'm almost at 60,000. I mean, it's been a crazy journey this year. And the year's not even over, right? We still have another month to go. So, yeah, it's been awesome, guys. Thank you. Thank you for all your support. And we're going to keep trying to bring you the latest news.
Yeah, and thank you. And you know, I just want to say this song is